we got another offer for 450 to 500K. The most surprising thing that a lot of people will not understand is that. What's good, everybody? I'm making this video today to kind of talk about my next steps in business. As you might have already seen in one of my recap videos, is that I'm not running my brand anymore. So a lot of people thought that I actually sold the brand, and I got some quotes for it. I'm gonna share those in a few minutes, but I just wanted to take the time in kind of like a very raw format to talk about the next steps of running the business, you know, the lessons that I took from it, keep you guys in the loop, because as always I want to be 100% transparent with you guys, and that's the goal for the channel, to pretty much show how running an e-commerce business actually is. Let me start off by giving a little bit of a backstory, right? It was end of 2022, beginning of 2023, and we had one of the worst Q4s we've ever had with the brand. We didn't make the money that we wanted to make. We also had a lot of issues with the store, and pretty much everything was going down, and I was in the US, so I really took a lot of time just analyzing stuff, what went well and what went wrong. I just realized that I was kind of stuck in the brand that I was running, and not because it was not making me good amount of money on average. Like until this point we had scaled to more than 6 million in sales. I had a lot of money saved up and all that stuff, but like I was feeling stuck in terms of personal growth. As a person who wants to continuously expand and do bigger numbers, hire better people, scale different opportunities, I wanted to level up in some sort, and I felt like my current business was very limiting. And I remember I watched some video mentioning that the first business that you build, if you think about it, it's not gonna be the perfect business. Because when you're starting it off, you're probably like 18, 19 years old, and you're not thinking about long-term stuff, not only because it's not the main goal of your first business, but it's also like you're lacking the skills, you're lacking the perspective, all those things to kind of think a little bit long-term. So my kind of conclusion was that this store, this brand, yeah, for sure it made a lot of money, but it was just a 5 out of 10 opportunity. And my goal when we hit like more than 1 million in sales in 6 months and over 3 million in the first year was to do at least 8 figures per year. Like that was my big picture goal. At some point, I just realized that it's not just about how much I was working. It was not about how many creatives I was testing. It was not about how many markets we were scaling. It's just that the product and the niche were very seasonal. They were limited. So I would rather spend the time to build something else and spend a lot of time in discomfort to build the fundamentals of something that can grow even bigger and even larger, than actually trying to force this business to work out at bigger numbers. Like at some point it was just about to break if I was just pushing volume and volume and volume, and usually you just see it when your profit margin declines, right? I remember watching Alex Becker's video, how he switched from info marketing to SaaS and how he scaled Hyros, and it was very interesting that he mentioned that he actually worked way less when he was scaling Hyros than when he was running his coaching and info marketing business, right? Just because the potential of the opportunity in the SaaS business was just much larger. He had much bigger market share in the data tracking industry. So it was not about just the sheer volume of work that he was doing. It was that he was working on much more higher quality or higher leverage stuff. I wanted to start something else long term. I talked with my business partner. He was quite, clear on the idea that I would probably not run the brand for the long run. So in the summer, I pretty much decided that after the end of the year, I'm not gonna run the brand anymore. And there's pretty much several options, right? You can either sell the brand, you can quit the brand, or you can leave the brand to somebody else to run it. And for me specifically, of course, the coolest thing would have been to sell the brand for a lot of money. We had some very good quotes, but I decided to actually leave the brand to my business partner and our best employee instead of selling it, even though I would have made a lot of money on it. And the reason behind it is that one good relationship can last you a lifetime, and like I'm doing this stuff not because I want to make the most amount of money, but I want to first do it with very cool people that I can trust for a very long time. So we sat down with my business partner. I told him that I pretty much wanted to leave the brand after Q4, and he was a little bit shocked because I was just saying that out of the blue. But at some point you have to ask yourself, what is the thing that you really want, and like what is the business that you actually want to build. And those are usually not the question that you ask yourself when you start the business. Like in the beginning, you're just so short-term sighted that you just want to make cash flow, right? You just want to make something work. It doesn't matter what it is. And the first products and the first stores that I scaled were not products that I was passionate about. It was not stores that I saw long-term potential in, but I just wanted to see some money coming in, right? And back then I was not thinking about this stuff. So I just decided that it's the right time to actually build a business that one day, like 4 or 5 years, I'll be proud of. But you gotta take the leap, right? And it's not gonna be a perfect moment. I just thought that we can do a very good Q4. Start documenting it. It's actually what actually happened. Start documenting it. Build some sort of credibility online. Do some great output. Show some love for the brand and for the people that we're working with, because I think that the stupidest thing is not informing people upfront about your intentions, either as an employee or a business partner or a business owner in general. And you gotta leave a little bit of room for cadence so that the business can adapt. So we started in Q4. Q4 was doing amazing. You saw the numbers. I was posting videos almost every week about our performance, and things were just going well. And I'm very, very happy that I could scale the brand to the best Q4 we've ever had before leaving it. And I think there was a quote or something saying that athletes live at the peak of their career. It's also what Michael Jordan did. I think after the first 3 championships, he pretty much left at the peak of his career. And then he came back, but that's a whole another story. But the point here is, I just wanted to have something to show for and leave the brand with something good. The most surprising thing that a lot of people will not understand is that I actually didn't have a payout for leaving my shares there. I was a 50% owner in the brand. I had a business partner. His name is Victor, and like working with a business partner like him was more than amazing. So I just decided that those people that I'm working with deserve the equity that I have, because they have the passion, they have the dedication to continue running the brand. And we've talked about selling the brand for a very long time. And I just saw that our brand manager is passionate for the brand. He is very passionate for the brand. They want to build this thing for the long run. I was the piece that was fucking up things a little bit, because I was just not that passionate anymore. It was not aligned with my own goals, right? I think in general, it's very important to be 100% aligned with the vision and the goals of your business partner, if you have one. And if you have a business partner and you have a lot of arguments about hiring employees or dealing with money, or the size of the business that you want to grow into, it's better to just either find a common ground and be okay with it, separate the thing and restructure things a little bit. Because what we ended up doing is I stayed as a 10% shareholder in the brand, and kind of treat it as a client now, instead of me completely stepping out, because now it aligns perfectly with my current business. I'm doing a mentorship program right now, and I'm launching another brand. So it aligns perfectly with my goals and vision right now. Many of you guys might probably wonder how much money we could sell it for. We actually got a quote for around $350K first, which was not that amazing, based on the fact that we actually have a proper brand running. We have more than 3 years of operation and stuff. So what we ended up doing is we declined the offer, of course, and then we got another offer for $450 to $500K, which was actually a decent markup based on our profit from last year. But again, if you build an e-commerce brand properly, and you know that you can do just as good numbers next year or do even better numbers, it doesn't even make sense to sell it, because you can just keep it for another year, extract the cash flow, and the valuation will be even higher, because we might as well keep the brand for another 2 years, and then the valuation is going to be even higher. so the payoff is gonna be significantly bigger. The main reason why I decided to step out is, again, not because of the profit that we're doing. It was mainly because it was seasonal. It's because you cannot plan things well in advance when you have a seasonal product or a seasonal service. Of course, every niche has got some sort of seasonality, right? But when there's very big fluctuations to the point that in some months you're doing like 5 to 10% profit or even negative profit, then in my opinion, it's not a long-term sustainable business. And the other thing is, I just didn't see the brand scaling to 8 figures per year. That's the thing. And I know that financial performance is not the best way to measure success. Of course, we have to measure our inputs and stuff like that. But let's be honest, like, if you don't have a strong business and you're not making a lot of money, you cannot hire the best people, you cannot afford the best conditions from suppliers, you pretty much are limited in your actions because you're not the biggest player, right? And I'm saying that it's easy, but it's fucking worth it. And I just decided that I want to do big shit. I think there was one Hormozy video that said it takes the same amount of time and effort, if not more, to build small shit instead of big shit. So I decided, okay, I might as well build some big shit. I just graduated college. I have all the time in the fucking world to do whatever the fuck I want. So the next 3-4 years, I'll be building the base for something much bigger that hopefully will impact your life as well and the lives of many other people. So that's the whole like big picture shit behind the brand scale and the content that I'm putting out. We're working hard to give out even better and better videos. The main thing here is, if you've been thinking about the business that you're running right now and deep inside it doesn't feel like it's the thing that you want to work on for the long run, it's better to start taking small steps already towards that big picture shit, because otherwise you just always delay it and put it in the background, and always something else is gonna come up. You're just not gonna do it. Like, at some point you're gonna be like, I don't know, 25, 30 years old, you're gonna have a wife and a kid, I don't know, and you're just not gonna do it because you know that it will take another 5 years. You know that it's gonna put you in a lot of discomfort, and it's not gonna be worth it for you at this point anymore. It was pretty much the same situation when I was first starting out, because I had the option to just have a normal job and like rely on my parents to pay for my education and my bills and stuff like that. But it was that exact point, like around 3.5 years ago, when I burnt all the boats and... Sorry. No. Yeah, welcome to Bulgaria. As I said, like 3.5 years ago, I decided to just fucking burn all the boats, focusing on one product. I was running 4 different stores at that point. I decided to just focus on one product and dedicate all my time and attention to it, because I just saw the most potential. It was, in my head, it was the only way out. You saw pretty much what happened, and we scaled to very high numbers very quickly on crazy ROAS, and I was actually working way less than I used to be, struggling to find multiple products to scale, and it was just an insane amount of stress that you might be feeling this amount of stress right now if you're watching this. If you have multiple stores or multiple businesses and none of the shit is running properly, just take a step back and reevaluate if first the projects that you're working on are even worth it, if you see the long-term potential in them. Just filter this stuff out, like level up your standards, because you might be running a shitty $10 product with the worst margins, and customers that are complaining all the time because the product quality is shit, and it's like, does it even bring you something aside from stress? I don't know, but you're gonna find out. So that was pretty much the whole story. Like, as I said, I'm still in very good communication and on very good terms with our brand manager and with my previous business partner. And it's mainly because our philosophy for business is not just trying to optimize for the most individual profit. It's making sure that you can achieve your goals by also achieving other people's goals. And one of the biggest movers for me and motivational factors for me was paying my employees very good salaries. And I knew that with the seasonality of the brand, with the inconsistency that we had in the revenue, not because we were doing some bad marketing, but it was because the the market was so inconsistent and unpredictable, and I couldn't hire the best people. The best businesses are run by the best people, and if I cannot hire the best people, I cannot run the best business. It was a no-go in the long run. And the other thing is just passion, you know, passion about the stuff that you do. I don't know, like there are guys that I'm talking with and they have a shit ton of passion of searching for products and filming videos of the products all day long. And I realized that the niche that I was selling in, I was not particularly passionate about this niche. And I know that market is first, you gotta take care of your customers and what they want and what they're passionate about, and it's not about you. But at some point, you just have to at least have some sort of interest in your niche and your products that you're selling. And our product is a fan-based product. So if you don't understand the niche deeply, even your marketing won't be that good. And it's not just about doing some customer service. You gotta be very deep into the niche. So I'm having a shit ton more fun filming those videos compared to, for example, filming videos for my previous product. I'm much more passionate about talking to entrepreneurs, talking with clients, talking with, high-level employees and stuff like that, instead of talking to VAs all the time, or talking to suppliers and content creators and stuff like that. The point here is, at some point, you gotta build the business that you've always dreamed of, and there's a level of success and like security net that you have to achieve before you can take that big step. But once you have that, there's no fucking reason not to do it and not to start as early as possible. Like if you've already made, I don't know, like you have around 100K saved up, depending where you live, you can live for the next 6 to 12 months without a problem, just based off savings. You can take the time to at least set the fundamentals for such a thing, and start generating cash flow with it. And I'm not talking about leaving your previous projects or completely shutting down your business if you're not happy with it. There's gonna be a transitional period, right? It was like a 6-month period for me, and that way I could prepare my business partner and all the employees for me leaving the brand. It shouldn't be a silly move. It should be a serious move, you know. So to recap this short little rant, guys, just have a moment and think about your life and your business. Analyze it for a bit and compare it with your perception of business in the perfect world, and try to reverse engineer it. And if those things align, like perfect, like I'm extremely happy for you. But if that's not the case, and deep inside you feel like you have to be doing more, you have to level up the things that you're working on, and you want to be working with better, cooler people, and on things that you're actually passionate about, just reverse engineer it, draft it, and slowly take the first step to making it happen. Because I mean, it's been 6 months now, probably 8 now, and things are just happening. I'm just filming this video. I'm in the middle of the woods. I'm having a nice walk, and I'm talking to a great audience, and it feels fucking good. I feel much happier. And at the end of the day, like I know that you can't be 100% happy all the time, but you gotta at least make sure that the things that you can control will make you happy. So that's my request for you guys. As always, I love making these videos for you because I freaking love you. Thank you so much for watching me ranting for 20 minutes. As always, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Share with a friend if you find some value, and looking forward to seeing you on the next one. Bye.